Hello. For my book, I picked Coraline, and I feel like the other mother in Coraline did a lot of eavesdropping. Coraline made quite a few things in the house well known, like things that she didn't like her father's recipes. And I think that in the other world, it tells us that we have a tendency to dislike things, but it doesn't always mean that we don't want these things in our lives. The things we dislike or have a distaste for kind of create and add depth to the things we do like. And I think that the other mother kind of thought, well, she doesn't want this stuff, so I'm going to make this cool place with all the stuff that she does like, but just opposite of what she says she doesn't like. I don't know. So I think that Coraline does represent a typical heroine. She, like a hero, typically has to fight kind of an internal battle, and then they have like another thing to save. And in her case, saving her parents, which she did. And the other mother is described as a spider, which I think is perfect. I think it's definitely an appropriate comparison because she's trying to trap Coraline and into this other world. But she's kind of like one of those cunning spiders who utilizes bait rather than just putting out a web, like a sticky web to trap her in. I think what Gaiman is suggesting about the use of names and the role they play in identity is like without a name, like you're forgotten. Even being called like the girl with glasses could be considered a name. It's such a simple thing, but it really contains everything about who you are and how you're remembered. I guess you can get like philosophical about it. If you don't have a name, how can anyone remember you existed? If no one remembers that you existed, did you really exist? And then lastly, I don't think Coraline is experiencing a dream like like Alice in Through the Looking Glass. It has been a while since I've read that book, but what I remember is Alice, like she's in like the real world, and then she's in her dream world, and then she's out of the dream world. And Coraline goes back and forth, or at least if I remember right, she goes back at least once, while Alice kind of just stayed in her dream state throughout the book. But I think that Coraline going back indicates to me that she was experiencing what she was experiencing was really happening. And I think the door was a portal to another layer of her world, or like an alternate universe. And there was a lot of crazy things that happened over in the other mother's area. But I think that it's really kind of cool to think about like how different an alternate universe would really be. Like different types of magic and things exist, like gravity exists differently, or it can be whatever, which I thought that was really cool. And I think that it really happened to her. So anyway, thanks for listening.